Look, this show is set in the future, and there are weapons and gear all that are from the future. But what you don't really think about when you visit the props department, which is where I am right now, is that when you design a futuristic weapon, you have to give it a past, and that's where Jim and his team come in. They design the things so that they have a weight and a wear and a beat-up look to them so they feel like they're really part of the universe. Jim, what am I holding here?
This is Amos's gun from season 2, so it's basically become his signature weapon. So Ty and Daniel, the writers of the book, basically came to me one day and they said, listen, you gotta make Amos his gun this season. So we secretly started developing what we were going to do and doing designs for it because we didn't really have it in any script. It wasn't a scripted piece yet. So we figured out what kind of style we wanted. We knew it was going to be a pump action shotgun, and from there we basically just ran with it.
Oh, so it's both a pistol, it's both a gun and a pump action.
Yeah, basically.
Oh,
yeah.
Nice.
And the way our ammunition works in our show is that one round could be 1,000 shots.
Okay.
So you don't see them load very much.
Right.
And it could be shoot different projectiles as well.
It looks like the base here is an airsoft gun.
Yeah, we base everything off airsoft.
And then you've got some aluminum bits, some resin bits. Do you guys use 3D printing as well?
We've done a lot of 3D printing this year. We try to, some stuff we 3D print, but mainly because the guns get beaten to hell, we really try to do everything in aluminum if we can. And once we start cladding the airsoft guns, we try to add aluminum to them.
Ah, this is great. It really, I mean, it's just like I'm holding it, it feels like it's about 20 years old.
Yeah, it's great. We really work hard on getting the textures right for them. So what we do is we do a paint pass first, then we do our graphic passes, and then we send it into the paint department to age it up.
Talk to me about like layering in the details on this, the stickers, the history, the beat up. I mean, you got this as a brand new piece and then you beat the crap out of it, right?
Yeah. After the concept art comes in, we try to mimic it as closely as possible. So you've got sheet metal, machine components, like you said, 3D printed parts. We try to keep it real and metal as possible because they're going to get dropped, they're going to get dinged, they're going to get smashed into things. That one got thrown last week.
This one?
Yeah. So,
it looks like it held up pretty darn well.
that went back for a little bit.
You have to, I know that on some productions they cast the guns in rubber. Do you guys, have you had to?
We haven't had very many applications where we have to do that. We've got a couple of our hero weapons cast in rubber and plastics, but generally it's what you see is what we use. I mean, and we're constantly sending stuff back, not because it's not built in a bad way, it's just stuff gets beaten up. Like this gun, for instance, and you don't know this, like it looks great in a drawing, but once we actually build it and we make it, then like if an actor, for instance, drops this, the barrels are going to break off, or they're going to get crooked. So first season we were always straightening these barrels out before we'd roll, but that's just the nature of the prop department as it goes.
Well, this is what I remember as a model maker is like the drawing can show you a lot, but then once you put it together, you realize, oh, this detail needs more finesse. I mean, that's my favorite part about it.
The beauty of putting the chassis on existing guns is you can go out and get as many as you want when you need them. The hard part is when they, like for the shotgun, they only wanted a pump after we had started, and the gun isn't a pump action shotgun. So it ended up essentially rebuilding the entire insides just to make a pump happen.
All right, talk to me about the helmets.
Well,
this is first season helmet,
This was first season helmet. I had been on a show previous to this, and I learned quickly that we have to, as soon as you put something on an actor's head, you've got to light them, you've got to give them sound, you've got to, they have to be able to communicate with the directors and the other actors, and air. They need airflow because you don't want your visor to get condensation on it and fog up.
And that airflow can't affect the sound either.
Exactly. And sound is never happy. So what we basically did is we had to figure out what we could do. So we had 12 weeks of prep, so our time frame was quite tight. So we started bringing in a bunch of different helmets. We started with motorcycle helmets. Then we went to like skateboarding helmets. We went to skydiving helmets. And then we found the VersaFlow, which is a 3M system.
This is a painting respirator helmet.
Yeah, exactly.
Positive pressure.
Yeah. So that gave us our base structure to work with, and it had all the duct work in it. So we could.
So it's all pre-built with your big problem solved already.
Exactly. So we used their actual system to feed the air to this. So that was the big problems was taken care of. So then what we basically did is we took that helmet and we took it to a local builder named Walter Klassen, his shop, and then we designed around that helmet.
Well, let's bring this one over here. This is a new season helmet, right?
So we learned a lot from season 1 because the learning curve on helmets was incredible. So
this is gorgeous.
And we also used skydiving helmets. But what happened with skydiving helmets was they were too close to the actor's face. So you couldn't light them. So I had to come up with a different way of doing it this season that was inexpensive because we had to build a lot of them and worked for the show. And so I found these low-altitude fighter jet helmets on eBay.
Oh, awesome.
So we bought a bunch of them, and then, again, the same builder that did this, we brought them in we modified them. And this system doesn't have air in them, but we can shoot air. There's a little fan that we've added there.
Right, got a little whisper fan in there.
And it's the visor's far enough away from the face that you don't get the condensation. And then we've lit these up and added microphones in them as well.
I love this, and this is like how construction workers will wear hard hats with their union stickers and different jobs they worked on. You've gone for the same look here.
Yeah,
right?
exactly, because the belters really travel from station to station, and basically they would just accumulate their stickers like construction workers would. So that's the idea for this. And this helmet gave us the freedom to beat them up, which was great.
Right.
So a lot of the times we'll just send the helmets out to get painted for new episodes or whatever. But this is a 3-part system as well. So everything's on earth magnets.
Oh, nice.
So all of our lighting basically is in here. So we channel
that's so
lighting here.
easy.
So these are on separate dimmers, so the DP can light the face accordingly.
Right.
And
do
then
I see tiny little wires in this visor? Is it a heated visor?
it is a heated visor
Wow.
because it was low altitude. It had the existing all this mechanism in
Have
here.
you been able to heat them to maybe
Yeah.
help reduce condensation?
We never actually tried that. We just love the detailing in this because this
Yeah.
is something that we could do, but it just kind of was a bonus. We had it with the prop. It was in there.
That's great.
So then these come apart nicely.
Oh, wow, look at that.
So it all just comes apart easily. And
So the actor just puts this on.
yeah, basically. So this was a great lifesaver for us this season because this saves us from we put this on the actor's head and then we
Right.
don't have to worry about the neck collar,
Right,
which is
right.
always an issue for light leak, and just to cover that up and just
God, that's great.
So it was great. These were originally camouflage green, so we just dyed them. And in the dye bath, it actually dyed this, which was just like a cream color. So it was a happy font.
another
Yeah,
bonus.
Yeah. This is season 1 Martian helmet, which is basically built off of a snowboard helmet.
Okay.
So this basically comes off. This
That
would
looked like a paintball mask almost.
pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
So originally in season 1, we didn't see too much of the Martians. We only saw them a couple times. And we sent out a concept drawing to everybody, and it kind of got approved. Like, oh yeah, that looks great. And then when we got the helmets delivered on the day, everybody was upset that we couldn't see the actor's face, but it was too late by then. So season one we had we could hardly see the actor's face. So in season 2 we had to design a different style helmet
That
with
felt the same,
It
that
felt
felt
the
similar,
same,
right.
but with a full face visor. So that's where we went with this look.
Is this built off the same chassis as that
No,
one?
these are built off all snowboard
all
helmets.
snowboard helmets,
So
okay.
we took a snowboard helmet and then built everything around it accordingly.
Now I noticed that this one has just a single curve. It's a piece of plastic
Yeah.
plate, but this one is a compound curve.
So this is the season 2 Legacy helmet. So Legacy down in LA built these for us. So we had concept drawings done through
Legacy,
the
the guys that did all the Iron Man armor, etc.
Exactly,
Pacific
yeah,
Rim.
Pacific Rim,
okay,
yeah.
this is their
That's
bread and butter.
Exactly. That visor there has 2 curves to it, where everything else stays to a flat single curve.
It's absolutely beautiful.
It's-
Can we look at Bobby's suit? Is
Yeah.
that's it over there,
Yeah.
right?
So this is Bobby's full armor.
And the actress has to wear this for extended periods of time, am I right?
She'll wear 3 layers. So under her, she's got a little jumpsuit on. Then she'll wear a cooling vest.
Okay.
So when in between takes and such, we can plug her into water, so we can pump cool water.
You're
to her.
circulating water over
Yeah.
her. Okay.
So we
cool.
keep her cool, and then we put her the undersuit here, which we call the on-camera undersuit. So basically everything velcros to that. Wow. So it takes about
Oh, nice.
So it takes about 3 people to get her into the system.
And I see a lot of magnets to help hold
Yeah.
pieces together.
Yeah.
You've got to not just build it, but you've also got to paint it and weather it and beat it up to tell the whole story of its entire existence.
Yeah, everything's got a history, right? So we sat with the producers and went over all the little details. Like Bobby's armor has more dents in it because it's a bit more beaten up. It's a version before the other 3 because there's 4 of the power suits that play in our scenes. So hers has a bit more history than everybody else's. So we mapped all that out, and we worked with Legacy on making sure they knew where that damage was, so they worked that into the builds. And basically we'd send everything down to Legacy color samples, paint samples.
I
So
see.
they knew where we were going with it, and they had all the drawings. And then I went down there for about 2 days to make sure everything was okay,
Yeah.
just oversee the build. And then it basically arrived with 2 other techs the day 2 days before we shot it.
Now I'm noticing also that it's quite flexible. So
Yes.
that must be a lot more comfortable for the actress than heavy fiberglass, rigid structures.
Well, because it's Legacy, they did all the Iron Man suits, so they kind of had a really good learning curve on it. So I think the original Iron Man suit was made out of a hard plastic,
Yeah,
and there was no flexibility
Yeah.
into it, and the actors were getting pinched everywhere. So now they build everything out of a foam rubber. So it's great for us.
Great.
So sometimes on some close-ups, something will bend out like that.
Yeah.
And have to go again, but it saves the actor, and it's a little bit more lightweight for them. There's 2 microphones in the helmet. There's 2 different lighting areas in the helmet.
A set of systems.
There's a little
telemetry.
air system in there, so everybody gets hooked. Their helmet goes on, everyone gets hooked up. So it's not an easy process to put these systems on.
All right, now from the super militaristic and hardened battle armor to the Misco and Morisco backpack with blood on it. By the way, what is this? What am I looking at?
Well, apparently in the books there's a reference to this TV show that everybody watches, and we like to tip our hat to the books as much as we can.
Sure.
So anytime we can, we'll say, okay, like there's a prop. This little May has a backpack, so we're like, okay, but can we add that tip of the hat to the book? So we had our art department design something, and then we put it on here. So this will get switched out because in the show this is going to be animated.
Oh, it's actually
cool.
Cool.
Because it's the future, so everything's a bit cooler. So these guys will be animated, so we can take a pink patch, put over top, and then the visual effects guys will animate it. But it was just in a blood battle, so it's got some blood on it. So.
That's pretty gruesome.
Yeah, it's one of the writer's favorite props, apparently.
Jim, thank you so much for showing me this amazing assembly. This is always one of my favorite things to look at on a film production.
Yeah, it's a fun show to work on for sure.